The gender pay gap is still a thing, and it shouldn't be. Reintroduce the Paycheck Fairness Act, a step in the right direction. Welcome to Democratic Socialism Simulator. Would you like to take a quick tutorial? Drag the card left or right to answer. No, I've done this before, or yes, please. I will drag it to the right just to kind of see what we're doing. Great! So, this machine simulates the challenges that a socialist or social democratic government might face in the USA. Continue. You play as the President of the United States and the coalition behind him, her, or them. Am I many people, or go on? Am I many people? Yes, you are given the power of a whole governing body. It's just a way to streamline the user experience. Not democratic then, or okay? Alright, we'll just go there. This machine will offer you semi-random proposals with two choices like this one. I disagree, or I get it. I'm gonna be a dick. I disagree. That's the spirit! Some messages won't require any choice on your part, like this one. Just swipe either way. Cool. In the screen below, you'll see a model of the electorate. It's a collection of virtual voters. Okay, cool. The voters are positioned according to their approval. The closest ones will vote for you at the next election. Each virtual voter has two top priorities. A choice might alienate some voters and attract others. Drag left and right to preview the effects. Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter. Well, you guys are going to start to get a little more about me, I guess. Get to know a little more about me, I guess, back. You can click on the individual voters to check their top issues and their approval. I didn't even notice if any of them went back or forth. Good to know. Many policies require funding. The yellow bar indicates your current budget surplus. It can be negative too. Yeah, I figured as much. No, we're good for now. We'll spend a little more. The central bar represents the people's power. Right now it's empty. That's the problem you were trying to resolve. People power! No. The gray bar represents the greenhouse gas emissions in the USA. Your goal is to reduce them to 0. Alright. That's a lot of greenhouse emissions. Some radical reforms require a certain majority in Congress. This icon here indicates your minimum level of support you need. Good to know. You can gain or lose Congress support at each election or due to major events. Cool. As the president, you can only be re-elected once. Midterm elections will occur halfway through each of your terms. That's it, more or less. Swipe left, swipe right, pave the road to socialism and such. Oh, and don't get demoralized if you fail. It may just be a bug in the simulator or a plain bad luck. Ready? No quitter, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is your first day as president. Have you chosen a theme for your inauguration speech? Political revolution or hope? Hope. How would you like your inauguration ceremony to be? Humble or lavish? Nah, we'll go humble. Wonderful ceremony, moving speech. Now we have to start working. So many proposals, so little time. Many communities don't have access to basic banking services. What if we turned every post office into a bank? What? No, that... Okay, that one just made my brain hurt. No, mostly because I can't even begin to process how in the hell that would work, so no. Post offices have enough going on. Yo, is it time to tackle the housing crisis? Financially later. Motion to ensure equitable funding to public schools. I'm not sure how much the financial aspect would play into this, so... second it. Schools are important. Schools are funding with local taxes reflecting existing inequalities. I propose a national minimum spending per student. A what? A national minimum spending per student. Schools are funded with local taxes reflecting... Not entirely sure. Okay, this is where my lack of governing knowledge comes into play here. I mean, I kind of know about the government and everything. I know basically what I learned in high school, but a lot of it has been forgotten over time. So, propose a national minimum spending per student. Oh, never mind. I understand. All right. Based on how many students are within the school, yes, the funding should be appropriate in order to ensure everybody gets a proper education. But we can't spend too much and drain out the taxes entirely and overtax the population. For now, I'm in favor. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and the money went down. At your earliest convenience, here's the draft for the Pentagon budget. Nothing new, only needs a rubber stamp. Let's re-examine it, because I don't know what the hell it says. Space Force! Budget item Space Force, brand new branch, still figuring out its purpose, very promising. I would love a Space Force, but honestly, right now, no. No, we don't need a Space Force at the moment. Cap and trade. We cap emissions and create a market for offsets and pollution permits. Climate change fixed. Cap emissions and create a market for offsets and pollution permits. Pollution permits are what are throwing me. What exactly do you mean by pollution permits? This is the thing about this game I'm already starting to not like. It doesn't really explain exactly what it's saying, and pollution permits to me means that companies could pay a certain amount in order to create X amount of pollution, and I would love to see less pollution in general. So I don't know why paying more to be able to pollute more with the government permission would be a good thing. I could be completely misinterpreting what pollution permits are, and if I am, I do apologize. So, but we cap emissions. That I like. Too good to be true, or let's try it. I'm gonna go with too good to be true for now. I shouldn't even tell you this, but legalize pot. Done. What? It's fucking stupid. It's stupid that it's illegal at this point. We all know it's not the gateway drug, and it's not going to kill everybody. We all know this already. Just moderated, similar to alcohol, and we should be in a far better place overall. You also gotta get people with marijuana-related convictions out of jail. Depends on the conviction. During the whole epidemic, we'll go with that, that is happening right now. One of the local counties are talking about letting out low-level offenders from jails, so that way they wouldn't be confined in a large area with a lot of people and risk getting the virus. And for low-level offenses like that, with like marijuana-related convictions, like a little dime bag of something. I mean, why are you in jail? Like that kind of thing to me. Why are you even in jail? You shouldn't be in jail for that small an offense. If you're trafficking, then we got a problem. But if it's just recreational use of marijuana, I could care less. Mostly because it does still have medical benefits. So why are you in jail in the first place? I'm one of those who feel that marijuana at this point should be legal. But again, this is a very open statement. People with marijuana-related convictions out of jail. How bad is a conviction? Are they trafficking? It's a very broad statement. So I want to lean towards done, but I'm worried that will let out the worst, as in drug traffickers. Okay, so nothing happens versus I lose a few and I pull two closer. Done. We'll just see what happens. All the new revenues into the communities fucked over by the war on drugs. We have enough resources that, yeah, we can. We could spare some. Let's not create another big tobacco co-ops for marijuana businesses, labels, health standards. This is actually what I was just talking about, like, friggin' moderate it. If you really want to have that much control over a plant, then moderate it. Done. Can we overturn the Muslim ban? It's kind of xenophobic, kind of unconstitutional. Oh, that's going to cause a massive shift. No, overturn. Having trouble connecting with Christians? Visit the Pope. He is a crypto leftist, after all. Yes, he is. I'm doing this based more so out of my own personal beliefs, and I would love to see religion completely out of government. Separation of church and state has been something long lost and forgotten over the years, and I'm one of those who feel that polling places should not be in churches. That is something I 100% feel breaches separation of church and state, so no gods, no masters. Is it Christmas already? What are you going to say in your video message? Happy holidays or Merry Christmas? Okay, I'm running for a government body. I push this some back. I gotta go happy holidays, because this game is based a lot on the way society is, I'm assuming, so yeah, I gotta pander. It sucks. What am I gonna do? Sorry to interrupt, the constituents are anxious. Will you push for Medicare for all? As somebody who just lost his Medicare because he makes $50 too much, apparently. I talked to so many people, thanks to the internet, from Canada and other countries that have Medicare for all, and a lot of them bitch up a storm about it. Yes, it's good for lower income people, but other than lower income people, it creates a lot of problems. And the main thing is, because everybody has healthcare, wait times in hospitals are insanely long, and a lot of people that need the help are pushed back for people that don't necessarily need the help. So, while I like the idea of Medicare for all, I just don't think that's good. I don't like the monopoly that health insurance companies have over the citizens of the U.S. And in other countries in general, but I kind of feel like it's a necessary evil in order to make the healthcare system work in general with the way it's built today. I genuinely believe that we need to restructure healthcare, period. There's too much money, too much pull by the insurance companies, and I think we don't really need Medicare for all. If the costs of healthcare in general were taken down, not taken down like there are none, but lower them, because healthcare is a basic necessity for all humans. We need healthcare. We need to stay healthy. And I'm sorry, with the medications that I'm on, my new medication, I think, is $46,000 every 6 months. I can't fucking afford that. Who the hell can? That's ridiculous. The recent thing with the insulin shots, I forget the jackass's name. He spiked the price by how much again? Making insulin damn near unaffordable for pretty much everyone that needed it. And it's a life-giving thing, I guess is the way I'm trying to put it. Just regulate the friggin' healthcare system. Don't care for it. That was one of our main promises. Are we postponing the proposal? Yes, we'll look into it later. Ah, damn it. The gender pay gap is still a thing, and it shouldn't be. Reintroduce the Paycheck Fairness Act, a step in the right direction. I'm not going to sit here and say that the pay gap doesn't exist. However, I am one who believes that you should be paid based on the quality of your work. And a lot of times, there are people of other genders that will go on saying that somebody who has been with a company for who knows how many years is making more than them and claim it's a gender bias. Whereas, no, your quality of work does not compare to that person's. You're not as dedicated. You haven't been with the company for as long. No, you should not receive the same amount of pay as somebody who's been with the company 20 years longer than you, who is full-time as opposed to your full-time, like that kind of thing. So, don't get me wrong, I am all for everybody getting an equal pay and getting paid what they deserve, but what they deserve should be based on the quality of their work as well as their knowledge and ability to do said job. So, I'm gonna lose so many people by doing this, and I'm pretty sure the friggin' my channel is just gonna be demolished by this, but too complex right now. Motion to cancel the student debt affecting millions of Americans. I don't think we should fully outright cancel American student debt. Make it affordable. End Sally Mae, first of all. Waive a lot of the fees. lower how much it costs to go to college. Private institutions, like the bigger name private institutions, I feel like if we just lower the cost of education in the first place, because a lot of the jobs nowadays are going to require specialized education. I don't know how to program certain robotics in order to do or perform particular jobs. I don't know how to do that. I never learned how to, and I'm not going to be able to learn how to given my health. So stuff like that is necessary for the world that we are entering and have already entered. So I don't think that we should have thousands upon thousands of dollars per student to go to college. I just feel that maybe not cancel, but offer relief and work with the institutions themselves to make the expense of going to college far less and far more affordable. Because in the end, we are going to need college education for the students that are coming out of high school in order to basically be able to do some of the jobs that are out there, that are to do the tasks that will be required of them. This is going to send a lot of people back, I'm sure. I didn't let go. I didn't let go. Freaking mouse. We have failed a generation. Student debt is a major crisis that we can end immediately. I don't feel we should cancel all debt. That's just how I feel. I don't think we should cancel it. We should lower it. We should offer a reprieve of some sort. But that's my money is the most... Fuck it. What did you mean by winning the class war? Class as in... bourgeoisie, or proletariat, there we go. Style and fashion. Yeah. The future of transport. Hypersonic maglev vac trains connecting major urban areas. I think I'm going to pass on that. I don't necessarily think we need hypersonic style travel. We just need to fix the infrastructure that we have. We need to fix the roads. We need to make things better for transport so that it's easier to get products from one spot to another. Make it easier for commuting. We don't need a whole new system. And I'm sorry, we don't. So, just need to sink money into fixing what we already have to make it better, and then once it is better and we get back on our feet and everything is far more stabilized, then we can discuss the future of hypersonic speed. We can cut 30% of residential energy consumption by weatherizing all homes. Can you believe it? Tax relief? Tax breaks in order to properly weatherize your homes would be a good thing. I'm afraid I'm going to end up sinking way too much money in. Oh, shit. Great, we will give away grants to retrofit leaky buildings. They will prioritize. Low income. Go with low-income families over older houses. Maybe we should tax the middle class a bit more, and by middle class, I mean everybody. That is quite true. The middle class has enough going on. I should know. For a swift transition to renewables, we need to create a new agency, a power marketing administration. That last one screwed me financially, so I'm gonna go that way for now. We are still subsidizing oil exploration. Isn't it too 20th century? If we can find oil elsewhere that is not dead center of the ocean and not in the Middle East, where war always seems to break out, I keep looking at my financial... how much money I have left. If I stop the subsidies, we're going to be stuck relying on oil from the Middle East, and anything happens, we are royally screwed. And we're still way too heavily dependent on oil. I hate to do it, but for now. America craves a new space program. Children need to be inspired by the final frontier. It's not so much that we need to be inspired by the final frontier. I would love to see space exploration become a thing, because who knows what else is out there, and we may very well find things that could benefit us as humans in the long run. We could very well come across some sort of virus that'll kill us. We may come across an alien species somewhere. But there are other habitable planets that may have things that will definitely help out humanity. America craves for a new space program. Revive NASA. We're officially in deficit. It means that speaking exceeds revenues. It makes me quite nervous. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to cut back on some stuff. The sharing economy, man. We can reduce car use by letting Uber do their thing. We'll regulate that. I'm not sure which one would work better. The IRS has been gutted. If we want to recover lost revenues, we need to fund it more. We don't have the money to fund. Manufacturers are making recycling so painful. Hit them with a take-back program, and they'll behave. Big manufacturers are just going to do whatever they want to do. It's not going to matter. Let's establish a progressive tax on extreme wealth. It will only affect the 0.1% and raise the trillions. You know what? I don't care. Yes, the wealth tax is needed. There are some arguments I have been seeing lately. Why tax the people as bad as we want to because they succeeded? They did something that we haven't. Look, they have a good majority of the amount. That 1% have more money. Freaking Jeff Bezos. What in the fuck is he going to do with all that money? That's kind of how I look at it. Tax the upper echelon of society. Make them pay a fair tax instead of all these tax breaks. I'm sorry, that is something that I fully believe. If we tax the higher income companies and make them pay their fair share, like the middle class and the lower class, I personally feel like society would be a little better off. Maybe not fully better off, but definitely a little better. I'm always just curious, though, about that thought. If we do something like that, what those big businesses, manufacturers, and all that malarkey, there's a boomer word for you, what they would do in response. Because to get their money back, they would probably increase how much everything costs, and then the burden would be shifted right back on the middle and lower class in order for us to make up for the deficit that we caused the higher up companies and the wallets of the rich. So it's one of those things. I wonder what would work better. If we tax the higher ups, will it fuck us in the long run, or would they actually play ball? Because who the hell needs that extra 1 or 2 million when it could go towards, making life better for everybody? But you never know. That's one of those things that we're just gonna, I think, have to see what happens. So until it's implemented, I don't think we're ever gonna actually find that out. Under the new wealth tax, billionaires will be taxed at the same rate as middle-class homeowners. Good. And I think that's how it should go. Everybody pay your fair share. Should we keep building the wall on the Mexican border? We are like 13% done. I don't get this. This is a Trump thing. Fuck it. Look, as far as immigrants, we are all here illegally, as far as I'm concerned. That's just how I kind of view everything. We're all technically here illegally, and we came over and we got the land from the Indians and all that. As far as if you're coming into the country now, though, I understand it's a long-ass wait, and I understand a lot of people are trying to get away from war-stricken areas. I get that. The drug cartels and everything in Mexico, I understand a lot of people want to come up here to get away from that. I understand people coming here out of necessity to avoid poverty. We need a system in place that if you come here illegally, you go through a certain amount of things in order to show that you want to be here, and that you will be a member of society that is willing to contribute to society in the country as a whole. And not just, oh, well, you're here illegally, get your ass back. If you're unable to go through the proper process to get here legally, and you want to get here illegally, once you get here, I'm always one of those people that feel there should be some sort of housing thing set up to where these people can stay there, take a month, get on their feet, look for a job, try to get their lives together for the family, and then if they do start making enough, pay taxes. Once they start paying enough taxes, move out, go out on their own. After 2 or 3 years of doing so, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know, it could be a year, who knows. After doing enough of that and you start contributing to society, you become a citizen because you are contributing to society. You have become a part of that particular society within this country. That's kind of how I look at everything because, like I said, we are all immigrants in one way or another, legally or illegally. So give them a chance. That's kind of how I feel about it. Let them show they want to be here, that they can provide to society, and if they're not able to or not willing to, send them out. The Supreme Court is still nominated by old conservatives and threatens to overturn your policy. Should we reform it? I'm not going to say impossible. I do feel that we do need leaders that are younger at this point. Maybe not SJW level younger, but we do have a lot that don't even know how to turn on a smartphone or a computer. They don't know how to answer email. That, given today's society, is not a good thing. So let's just see how. We can add 2 new seats to rebalance the Supreme Court. The Republicans turned it into a partisan body. Let's take it back. We can limit the Supreme Court justices' tenure. Each president appoints 2 members, which replace the most senior ones. Oh my god, I 100% don't know how this would work. I don't want to amend the Constitution in order to make this happen, because I don't think that is something that is exactly that necessary. But I also feel that too radical, I guess. I'm notifying you that the Iraqi government is calling for all foreign troops to leave. They want us out. Why exactly are we in Iraq at this point? We went over there for oil. It's just caused a lot of problems. Let's get out. Surely you are aware that leaving Iraq would... Is that supposed to be jeopardize? GEOPARDIZE. I've never seen this word before. Jeopardize? Our presence in the whole region. ISIS might surge. Withdraw. Is the wealth tax constitutional? Some billionaires don't think so. Those billionaires can bite me. Our Financial Stability Oversight Council detected an explosive growth of leveraged lending and collateralized loan obligations. Huh? Detected an explosive growth of leveraged lending and collateralized loan obligations. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Banks are lending money to heavily indebted companies. The high-risk loans are then packaged and resold. Very 2008. A good year for indie music, but also the global financial crisis. No, I know what it was. I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. Indie music. Oh, God. No. Oh, no. Oh, yes, we can tighten lending standards, but the risk of another financial meltdown is real. Fuck it, capitalism. Mining asteroids will make everybody rich. That's how the economy works. Subsidize. We're not Armageddon. No. Budget item. Nuclear arsenal modernization. If somebody has to blow up the world, it should be us. Salient. We need to defend our borders. I'm gonna regret this. I hate smart gadgets, but we need a smart grid to increase efficiency and adapt to renewables. Very expensive, very smart. I agree, very smart. I'll take the hit on the budget. You seem a little stressed. You should pick up a sport and show people you are not all work and no play. Okay, basketball. I like basketball. Lab-grown meat is the future. Cheap and sustainable. Let's make beef obsolete. I'm personally still out on lab-grown meat. I want to see the ramifications of it before I jump to anything. Beef is fine for now. Have you thought about a gift to bring at the ambassador's swearing-in ceremony? An antique gun or a pet eagle? Why is it a whale? Let the eagles be free. If I gotta pick one of them, it's gotta be the friggin' gun. Your student loan cancellation primarily benefited the middle class. You better have something for workers too. I damn well better. So, what are you going to wear to tomorrow's rally? I'll wear a suit. My dear, we could expand Social Security if we remove the caps on the payroll tax. They just favor the very rich. Could expand Social Security if we remove the caps on the payroll tax. Okay, this I don't have enough knowledge on. I'm not entirely sure if the caps on the payroll tax, it says they just favor the rich anyway, but I don't know if that might have ramifications where the taxes will actually increase on the middle and poor class. So we're gonna keep the cap the way it is because I personally don't know. And I don't know how bad that went. I wasn't looking. I thought I saw something on my screen here. Budget item F-22 and F-15 fighter jets. Obsolete but cool looking. More of a job creation program, to be honest. I don't want to defund it, because we do still use F-22s and F-15s. But we do need to modernize the tech that we have. But we also need job creations. Yeah, job creations. We also need job opportunities, excuse me. So if it is a job creation program at this point, if that really is what it is, oh yeah, that's a bad thing regardless. Let's just keep it. Midterm elections are upon us. I'm a bit nervous. You maintain the same number of seats in Congress. Aw, I didn't go up any. Damn. What the fuck?